welcome to the Penny Arcade Expo. We're here at the Turtle Beach booth for 4 days of intense Call of Duty action. Our teams have one more day to qualify for Championship Monday, and day 3 starts right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to go down. Calling it his Hellstorm now. 35-second difference in the scoreboard. This is going to get the 3-piece. 250 to 70. Welcome to the 100-point club. One go way down in front is going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is day 3 of group play, live from the Turtle Beach booth here at the PAX Prime Invitational. I'm Chris Puckett, joined by my boy Benson. And Benson, boy, have days 1 and 2 been crazy.
They have been so crazy. We've seen some amazing Call of Duty action live from right here in the booth, and some clutch plays, some epic fails. We have seen it all, and this is exactly why I love COD Esports so much. And you know what? Day 3 can only get better. You know,
we got the top 8 teams in North America all playing here this weekend. We had everyone seeded through online play, as well as earning pro points at the major pro circuit events. And after 2 days of competition, here's how the teams are stacking up. FaZe, they had a rough day 1, but they brought it yesterday, finishing 10-5. Unite Gaming, they opened this tournament up 8-1, a very rough day yesterday, falling into second place with a 9-6 finish. Complexity, they're staying strong, winning about 66% of their games at 8-4. EnVy, they've played a lot of games, we should point this out, but they're 8-7, and they're on the bubble. You got teams like Soar, Caliber, and Impact trailing them at 6-6, 6-6, and 5-7. And then Bad History, they're out playing for Pride today in 8.
That's pretty much what they are doing. And more importantly, trying to play for a few upsets maybe. You know, they could cause a huge upset later on in the day. But where it gets really interesting is, as you said, EnVy they've played a lot of games, and they're in the top 4. They played more games than anyone else in that top 4. So pressure really is on their shoulders today.
Yeah, they only have 2 matches. That's a total of 6 games left. And Benson, I know you were doing some math earlier.
Yes.
We saw the bubble teams, but really, who's going to have to fight the hardest today?
So I've been doing some big number crunching, like you said, and I've been working out the amount of games everyone has to play and where they could potentially finish, assuming they win all their games. Now, it gets interesting because Soar and Caliber currently in 4th and 5th. They have 3 games to play today, which is a maximum of 9 maps that they can take. Now, that would actually overtake EnVy, but EnVy, they can't afford to drop a map, but they kind of can, depending on other results they go on. So throughout the day, we're going to have to try and keep your day. It's going to be so hard because every single game, even if you think it's an irrelevant game, is going to have some sort of an effect on that top 4.
Now you can see on your main stage, that is EnVy, probably the most popular squad so far through our Twitter voting. We've asked you guys, who do you want to see on the main stage? Every time EnVy's been an option, they've ended up here on the main stage. They're going to be playing up against Impact in our first matchup, and Impact, we know these guys. It's the champions of our Dallas tournament, the runners-up from Anaheim, the Call of Duty champions in Kill and Miracles, and they're playing with John that they picked up formerly of Fear, and of course, BL Fire, the current Curse member, filling in for this event.
He's been a fantastic fill-in as well, you have to say. He's been making some big plays for that Impact lineup, and Impact right now currently 5-7. They can still qualify, so it's not over, but they will need to 3-0 Impact. That's a lot of pressure on us.
Now, that's just our first match, guys, but we have all kinds of action in our 2 stations here today. On the main stage, you see Impact versus EnVy, but over on our side station, Caliber has a chance of taking 3 games off of Bad History. Complexity's coming up at 1 o'clock versus Caliber. That's going to be an amazing matchup, and we have some special guest casters. You may have seen them at the UMG tournament. We got Maven and Gandhi, the Halo casters. They've been grinding with Mr. X from Complexity, learning Call of Duty. They'll be casting that one for you. And then, of course, Soar will be playing Bad History. Another opportunity for Soar to pick up some games there. At 2 o'clock, it's Impact versus Unite or FaZe versus Soar. The main stage match is going to be determined on which team has more to lose, which one's going to be more exciting in terms of who could lock in a spot, who could be eliminated. Then at 3 o'clock, Complexity versus Soar or FaZe versus Unite Gaming. Once again, the same situation. And then to close out the night, we have EnVy versus Team Caliber. I think that's going to be the make or break match for both squads.
I really think whoever loses that is going to be out, and whoever wins that will go through, especially with the way EnVy seemed to be playing yesterday. At the end of the day, they were getting themselves a little bit pumped up. I spoke to them afterwards, and they were saying, we're feeling confident. We are going to go through. And Caliber, they played 3 games today. So a lot of pressure on their shoulders. They really need to try and take advantage of playing bad history first, get themselves warmed up, see if they can try and 3-0 them, and if they do, that's going to put them in good stead playing against Team EnVyUs.
And if you guys are totally lost, you haven't been watching for the last 2 days, we should really quickly break down the overall format. Now, guys, of course, we had 2 days of competition in group play. This is the 3rd day. Tomorrow, it's going to be the 4th day. Only 4 teams of the 8 will advance. First place gets to pick their opponent, and man, I would not want to pick this Impact squad. Miracles, John, BL Fire, and Killa. BL Fire really making a name for himself as a top anchor, one of the best AR players out there. He's playing with Curse, only 18 years old, and he is definitely on the rise. And John, when I watched him on Slums, his MSMC across the map, he has some of the best shot with a submachine gun. The kid shoots better than I would with a sniper rifle.
He's just so accurate. I've never seen anything quite like it. And, I want to bring a special mention to Killa. In my eyes, the clutchest S&D player you will ever see. He's just so good at search and destroying. I'm really excited to see what EnVy can try and do because they have some good search and destroy strats. But speaking of EnVyUs, that lineup, it's pretty dominant itself.
Oh man, this EnVy squad, you've seen them on the MLG Pro circuit. For this event, they had one of the biggest pickups in Call of Duty history, taking Karma, who many still consider as the MVP in the game, the #1 player in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. He's joining the lineup of Rambo, Proofy, and JCap, and those AR duos of Proofy and JCap are just so exciting to watch, especially on standoff.
Especially on standoff, completely agree with you there, Puckett. And what's really interesting as well is that the bubble that's been brought around Proofy in the essence of, is he going to SMG, is he going to AR? And, yesterday, in the last couple of games, his SMG shot was on point, Puckett. He was not missing. He was dropping some serious amounts of numbers. He was just so lethal.
And then you got Rambo and JCap actually switching seats for today, putting Rambo next to Proofy. Normally it's Proofy and JCap sitting next to each other, so pretty interesting seating order for the squad. I wonder if that's going to affect their communication and if it's going to help Rambo as the objective player determining where he's going to want to go.
Well, I love watching Rambo play in that objective-based role. He's so good at it. And for me, I hate to say it, but I think a lot of this team, it all revolves around how Proofy's playing. Because if he's using an SMG and he's playing well, they really are looking strong. And if he isn't playing too well with the SMG, it seems like they just can't cope as well.
And of course, we need to point out that the big strength of EnVy is going to be their capture the flag game.
Oh, without
Search
doubt.
and destroy can go either way, but Hardpoint is where they're struggling. We saw them lose by just 1 point against FaZe. That was a heartbreaking loss. They had another raid game that also was won by just a 1-second differential. So these guys, if they want to win today, if they want to secure a spot in tomorrow's top 4 bracket, they desperately need to win our opening game of the day as we head to standoff for some Hardpoint.
I'm so glad it isn't raid. For if you're an EnVyUs fan, you're going to be so happy. You can see the graphic on your screen. Just a little bit about Hardpoint as the competitive game mode, and as well as that, a little bit about the map as well, where the Hardpoints are actually located on standoff. Obviously, you've got Courtyard there, the first initial one, and a lot of pressure now on EnVy's shoulders. They need to come out of the block strong today. They need to pick up this Hardpoint.
And we're going to start things off with the boy Proofy. He has switched over to the MSMC. Normally, you see him running an M8 with JCap, but since Karma joined the lineup, they realized we need at least 3 subs. And we'll see how he opens this one up, letting one player run by him. Proofy is going to get 1 kill. Karma in the kill feed, but here come Killa and BL Fire from the FOD Impact squad. Let's stay on board with Proofy, though, for a few spawns. I just want to see how he's playing at the start of this game. Like you said, if he succeeds, EnVy's going to have a great opportunity of taking an early lead.
It really, in my mind, it does come down to that. And right now, Proofy's been a little bit unlucky a few times. BL Fire was on a little bit of a streak, but they have managed to shut him down, and that's going to be so important. And right now, Proofy trying to breach onto that hill. He's going to pick up 1 kill, gets the 200 as well. Can't stay alive, though, but his teammates luckily rush onto that hill. But at the start of this game, Puckett, it's going to be Impact with a slight advantage.
All right, Rambo Ray on your screen now. We talked about Rambo being an objective player. What can you tell me about this Canadian?
He's just so clever. That's one of the things a lot of people will know about him. He's just such an intelligent player in every single game mode. He gives EnVy a lot of good strategies to use, especially in the search and destroys. We see him try and think outside the box, I think is fair enough to say. And when it comes down to Hardpoint games, you can see him. He'll be one of those players, Puckett, that's just going to lie on that hill, and he'll just be like, "You guys go slay. I'm just going to stay here. I'll pick up those time."
All right, we're going to stay on board with Rambo for one more time. I have Impact John highlighted for you. He was on a 4-kill spree, so big kill there by Rambo, and his opponent Killa had first shots. Rambo gives him the business. You can see Proofy inside is going to be collecting that Hardpoint time, and Rambo, knowing exactly where the opponents are coming from, hits him with the Semtex, sprays a few bullets in there, and look at these kill feeds. JCap was on a 3-kill streak, Karma on 3, Proofy on 4, Rambo on 2. This is exactly what EnVy needs to do. You need to come out hot and put Impact on their heels early on.
And what's important to note as well is Proofy is fully streaked out. Those 4 kills he's got, he was juggling on that hill. You could see him on the bottom right of your minimap there. He's done so well. Just actually uses Hellstorm there as well. So has the lightning strike and does have that sentry gun at his disposal. And right now he's doing the perfect role. This is exactly what EnVy need him doing.
Now look at your minimap here, guys. As you can see, it's going to be EnVy having to break the Impact setup. They were all set up first. A 3-man push through the house seems to be paying off. They just spotted Killa in the back alley as Proofy's going to be tagged up from his right as well. Let's see how he decides to play this. Losing his teammates, Proofy is stuck in a hard position, but I like this move to go up top on the roof. Gets the intro kill. Can he get one more? There's going to be a player below him. He knows it's only a matter of time before he's contested, and he gets them both.
Proofy's about to overlap his streaks if he picks up this one more kill as well, which he's going to... No, he's not going to do. Killa just shuts him down. And speaking of Killa right now, we'll switch on board with him. 3 kills to his name. He's going to be close to getting streaks. And, you know, Standoff is one of those maps that if you can use your streaks efficiently in transition to the next hill, you can really cause a lot of damage.
And there was another big win there from Killa, taking out Ray, who's trying to contest. You see your scoreboard after 3 minutes, nearly tied, 64-63. This one's going to come all the way down to the very end. And Killa making a very smart move. You see why he didn't get any points there? Don't worry about it. He didn't go after players. He took out the fifth man, the sentry
He didn't
gun.
get it.
No way.
The trophy system. He didn't cluster his Hellstorm. That is the biggest mistake you can make in competitive Call of Duty. If you do not cluster your Hellstorm when you drop it on a trophy system, the trophy system is going to sit there and say, thank you very much. Pop. Yeah, pop. Simple as that.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even realize. Thank you for catching that, Benson. We're staying on board with Killa, though. He still has a lightning strike. And we'll see how long does it take Impact to realize that sentry's still up on the air.
They're going to realize very quickly because you can see that spawn. They spawn on that right-hand side. It's actually Miracles who is the furthest pushed up player for this Impact lineup. And I think he's trying to drop a lightning strike on that sentry gun. So now it looks like that is going to be eliminated.
So he did take out the sentry, the 125-point bonus. Here's another 100 points up top. Great kill there by Killa to drop down and survive. He's got to look out for the player coming from his left. Charges around the corner. He's going to find 2 that aren't looking for him. The EnVy guys think they have their back watched. BL-Fire is going to clear out the previous hardpoint, and Killa now needs to rotate. Where are they going here?
Well, right now it looks like everyone was just fighting over that scrap time. They know the scrap time is important. JCap at this point, Puckett, he's fully streaked out as well, so he did exactly what we saw Proofy do. Juggling that hill, getting those extra 200 points now. So many streaks for Team EnVyUs, yet such a close game. 95-88 is the score on the board right now. We still have so much time to play. 5 minutes, 34 seconds left, but EnVy are looking good, but they need to utilize these score streaks.
All right, where does JCap decide to throw down that sentry gun, and when does he want to use it? It looks like, as you look at the mini-map, JCap's going to be fighting over by the tracker. They had a player set up at green. And where does JCap want to go as the anchor for this squad?
JCap right now wants to just try and control this statue area. It's going to give his teams decent spawns, but, you know, as time ticks over, with only 20 seconds left, you need him to be rotating, and he's got a perfect spawn there. Spawning slap bang on that next hill. All he needs to do is drop that sentry gun down, which is exactly what he's going to do, put the trophy systems down, and that should cover his team and also give them those good spawns.
John just went up top green, and JCap needs to defend his sentry here. He's going to be cleaned up by John. Karma in the action as well now, and Proofy, he's going to be milking the old Hilltop. We're going to show you Proofy for a bit, and then we got to jump on board with the EnVy boys. It's Rambo who is doing work inside the hill. Benson, you just threw your hands up there. What did Rambo do?
I don't understand. I was just having a quick look through to see if anyone had streaks and caught Rambo as he got a huge 2-piece on that hill, and that was just so clutch. It kept the trophy, the sentry gun alive just a little bit longer. It has now been destroyed there. You can see that on the radar. It's no longer there, and EnVy have such a fragile lead. They're going to need to produce those clutch plays, but you have to say, Puckett, considering how many streaks EnVy have had, how is it still such a close game?
You know, I just think it's a whole lot of hill control from John and Killa from what I've seen. Looking at the stats, you can see that BL-Fire is probably on top of the leaderboard for his squad. We're going to go full screen and check these out. Proofy, actually 21-15, had a fantastic start after 3 early deaths. So he's now sitting on top of the leaderboard with 4,100 points. On the other side, BL-Fire, the anchor, is at 16-15. So he's having a solid game. But Miracles, once again, is struggling. He hasn't had the best tournament, in my opinion. He does have 6 captures to his name, but he's not slaying like we've seen him do at Anaheim and in Dallas.
What's really interesting as well to note at that scoreboard is the defense column. it's pretty much even at this point, Puckett. So both teams getting roughly the same amount of kills on the hills, and that's why we have such a close game at this point. But it is going to be EnVy's with a slight advantage as this hill rotates, and they are going to grab control of it as well. And it's Karma with 3 kills to his name. He's going to be rotating around the outside. He needs to try and help his teammates out. Has just seen one top window and one got the stairs, so there should be 2 players up there. He's going to go for the challenge as well. Could pick up some easy points there. That's 325, fully streaked out. Once again, EnVy with streaks.
The patience from Karma is always impressive to me. I love how smart this guy is. Not only does he have some of the best reaction time in the game, he has incredible accuracy at range, but he plays smarter than almost everyone else, and that's what separates him from the rest of the pack. That's why he's the #1 player in the game right now.
That's why you see him get so many kills, because he outthinks his opponents. He'll go around flanks when you expect him to go straight at you. And the big question for me now, Puckett, is where is he going to drop that sentry gun? Because you can see on that minimap, Impact did rotate. They have control of this hill.
Neither player
they don't want to kill
spawn their opponent.
That's one of the rare moments in Call of Duty where they're both like, I don't want to kill you because I don't want to give you the good spawn, because the contention going on that hardpoint, that was in a way a bad move from Karma, but he had to do it as well. That was quite a comical moment.
Right, and a lot of people out there are probably confused. They're like, wait, what's happening here? And Benson, why don't you talk to us a little bit about those spawns? If you kill someone all the way across the map when the hardpoint's over here, where are they going to end up?
So basically what Karma realized was Impact had control of the spawn. If he killed BL5 there, he was going to spawn all the way over at Hay, which is where the ranker was. And he didn't want to do that. He wanted to try and make sure that he could control the spawns himself, but he kind of made that decision. He was like, well, I'm getting close to overlapping my streaks as well. The kill will help. I'll go for it anyway. And it was, in a way, a bit of a bad decision, because you can see Impact, they've come straight back into this game off this one hill.
All right, well, we got Miracles on your screen right now. Last time we checked in with him, he was quite a bit negative, only at 11 kills, 16 deaths. Let's see where he's at right now. He's moved up to 17 and 9, so really turning it on in the slaying column. Also has 8 captures to his name. Killa is going to be controlling the new hill, and let's see how Miracles rotates to help, as Impact has now retaken the lead. It's 187 to 187. EnVy on top of that scoreboard now for the moment. This one's going back and forth.
It's just a standard EnVy hardpoint game. It just seems it's always going to go down to that last hill whenever they are playing. And with 1 minute 23, there's only 36 seconds left before it rotates. It's going to be Impact with control. Rambo's going to try and make some plays. He's actually getting dangerously close towards those score streaks. Picks up another kill, Bottom Brown. He really is playing very well. I think he actually just picked up his Hellstone, but more importantly, Karma is still fully streaked out, and he's still running around that map slaying. So EnVy have so many streaks, this game theoretically should be impossible to lose as long as they rotate in time.
Nice kill by Rambo to get the sentry gun as well. We're going to stay on board with him to see where he decides to use these score streaks. He's going to catch 3 on the top street here. If he hits this correctly, gets 2 of them. So down goes Killa, down goes Miracles. BL Fire is going to be rounding that top corner. He's cleaned up by Froopy. What a great setup here from the EnVy squad. Hellstorm's now being called in by JCap. That didn't connect on anything though, but it did give the location. Rambo cleans it up. It's 2:16 and counting to 195 with 30 seconds left on the clock. EnVy could be taking game 1 here.
This should be impossible for Impact to come back and win. The amount of score streaks that EnVy simply had. They have 2 sentry guns down, all the Hellstorms, but Impact are going to try it anyway. They've got John on the hill with Killa. They're both going to try and turn it around. 18 seconds left. Doesn't matter, Puckett. Mathematically impossible. EnVy are going to take a hard point, but even with all those streaks, it wasn't easy.
Nice game from the Envious boys. We're going to take a look at the stats in the final 5 seconds. Rambo, most kills in the game, 29-26. That's exactly what you want from your objective player. 10 captures to his name as well. They knew they had the pressure on them today, and man, they perform when their back's against the wall.
Yeah, they needed to, and that's exactly what they did. They did perform. You see Karma with a nice little kill there, managed to shut down one of the Impact players on that hill. And that was a huge first performance from the Envious team. They needed to pick up a hard point. That's what they've been struggling on all weekend long. And that's just a great performance from Rambo, like you say, Puckett.
All right, well, that is going to do it for game number 1, guys. We're going to a quick commercial break. Send us your tweets. I'm at MLG Puckett. He's Benson. _EU. Make sure you send us your tweets. Who do you think's taking game number 2? Is it going to be EnVy, or will Impact fight their way back on Capture the Flag? We'll be back in 3 minutes.